Tammy's Boy Podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. Jon Carden is not a licensed therapist. He is just a friend.
Welcome in, everybody. Another fun-filled episode of Tammy's Boy. Here we are, in your face, live, ready to go. You know what we do at this point, and if you don't, we talk about childhoods, we talk about parents, and we talk about how it shaped us into the men, people, and women that we grew up to be. Before we get started, a few beautiful words from really the love of my life. Cold Garrett, everybody.
Tammy's kids, how the hell are we doing? We got another one coming at you right now. As always, a full video is going to be available on YouTube and Spotify. It's also going to be available on all your other podcast listening platforms, but that's just the audio. I think you should go check out the YouTube or Spotify because I think it looks pretty good. But hey, that's just me. Guys, if you guys have a Tammy of your own, right? Mom, dad, uncle, aunt, whoever, they did some crazy stuff in your childhood that you can't stop thinking about. Email us. Email us at TammysBoyPodcast@gmail.com, and we will read those stories on the air. Also, guys, you can tell we're starting to get a little bit more creative with our questioning, right? We're trying to get into the psychology of these parents that shape these lovely guests that we have, right? And we're doing our best with the questions, but I know that you guys have some questions too that you'd like to read, right? Maybe a little projecting onto the show. We love that. If you want to do that, go ahead and comment down below wherever you're seeing this or listening to it. Guys, that's enough out of me. John, who the hell we got on the show today?
You know what, buddy?
Yeah.
I think we're going to change this up a little bit.
Yeah?
I think you're going to intro our guest today.
All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new friend of mine, all right? He was a previous first responder. Could you say first responder?
I mean, kind of. Yeah.
He's in the medical field, all right? And also, he's on some sets every now and then. You can check out his creds. Look him up on IMDb. It is a new friend of mine. It is Cameron Nichols.
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
You might be doing all of them from now on.
I can.
You're so much better at it than I am.
Think so?
Yeah.
We can start from the top. Listen, sound off in the comments.
Yeah, you want to switch spots?
Hey, he's getting to the point where he could pretty much do this job.
I like giving us a nice, hot, warm open, you know?
Yeah, dude. Cam Nichols, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for coming in,
Thank
man.
you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're new to me too. This is the first time we've met.
Yep.
It's always, you know, because it's such a personal podcast, is talking about, you know, stuff from the past. It's always kind of weird to sit down and just talk to somebody about it. So that's why when I was like, we're sitting down, I'm like, now let's do a little pre-record.
Yeah.
Let's balance it around a little bit. Try to get, you know, some air out there. Figure all three of us out.
Yeah.
And then let's rip.
It is growing pains, you know, still like young, but you know, at some point it's going to happen. We're going to start interviewing people that we have no idea who they are. So
absolutely. The only thing we know about them is public perception or notoriety, right?
Yeah.
So
you're helping us grow more than you know.
I've got neither of those things.
no, man, we've had some interesting guests so far.
Yeah.
And like we had a tattoo artist on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Charles Herman. We've had, you know, lead singer of Nether Hour, Bobby Flacco on. So we've definitely had a lot of non-comics on, but I've been doing comedy for 15 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a professional stand-up comic. It's what I do for a living. So naturally, most of the guests on this show have been stand-up comics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, makes sense.
But it's not always conducive. It's not always what it's cracked up to be.
Yeah.
You know, you think it's going to be two comics, it's going to be hilarious. I've had hilarious moments with the tattoo artist, just like I did with the singer. So it's like, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about the pod.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wanted to be a stand-up comic when I was a kid.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, either that or a paleontologist. So, you know.
That's two different routes, brother.
And I did neither. So.
Yeah. What made you want to do, was there a certain comic that made you?
No, I was just the class clown and,
Yeah.
you know, always got the attention for making, you know, classmates laugh. And I was like, I could make money doing this probably one day. And
That's the start of all of us, man.
Yeah.
We get a little bit of attention from being fucking funny, and then sometimes the hook just gets set, and next thing you know, you're in Topeka, Kansas at the Funny Hut, opening for Colin, whatever his name is. That's just the way it works.
I actually wanted to be a comic too. That was my first thing that I ever wanted to do before being a Marine.
Weird.
Yeah. But you know what did it? And I mean, shout out to him. I mean, he does his good thing. But I mean, whenever Jeff Dunham hit, I was like, man, I can be a funny guy too.
All right, you're off the pod.
Dude, I was 8.
You're off the pod.
What are we
dude.
doing? I mean, then I found Carlin and all that, but then I was
You're
like,
fucking fired.
whatever, man.
Jeff Dunham is what you're going to throw out here as your fucking comedic.
I'm authentic. I could have lied.
He was a grown man that played with puppets.
Listen, he's not like he's the only comic that like I watch a lot of comedy, but for some reason that just like stuck out.
do you have a drawer full of puppets secretly hidden somewhere?
Yeah. Drew Dunham performed at my kindergarten class in 1993. Jeff Dunham, yeah. Performed at my kindergarten class in 1993 before anybody's ever a name. Yeah. Straight up. Jeff Dunham. The Jeff Dunham.
Wow.
He was doing elementary schools and performing around. And yeah. Weird thing.
Yeah. But, I mean, hey, puppeteering, it's an interesting thing. But hey, the guy made a killing.
Back then, he only had Peanut. That was his only puppet.
Yeah. See, you know the name, Peanut.
He's a closet Jeff Dunham fan.
Yeah.
No, I had to suffer through Jeff Dunham, the era, and watch that man make $160 million a fucking year while I scrap by at open mics.
Were you even doing comedy back then?
In 93 in kindergarten?
No. Whenever he really hit, were you doing comedy?
I mean, I've been doing comedy since 2013. He hit in the early 2000s.
Yeah, so he was still. Yeah,
he was still a name.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I would say he's still a name.
Yeah.
To this day. Him and who's the other puppeteer? Terry Fader?
I don't know.
He was America's Got Talent, right?
Yeah, he was a puppeteer too. They both had residencies in fucking Vegas.
Yeah.
It worked for him.
Yeah.
If I could make millions of dollars doing that, I'd do that instead of being a nurse.
Dude, I'd prep his puppets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd clean his peanut.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to wonder if they come across something you don't want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit something extra at Peanut.
Yeah.
Like, why is there a pocket pussy in Peanut?
Yeah, and what the fuck is it?
Well, Cam, you know the name of the game at this point and what we're about. So we always start this off really simply, and it's just who raised you?
I was raised by my parents,
Okay.
Deborah and Kevin, outside of Kansas City, Kansas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had a pretty normal, from what I'd say, normal childhood.
Yeah.
Good childhood. I grew up on a small farm.
Okay. What kind of farm?
It was like a hobby farm. We had cows and chickens and ducks and, a little bit of everything.
Enough for your own sustenance, but not really enough to take to the market.
Yeah, I don't even think we sold any for that. I think it was mainly for fun, just to say we could do it. I don't remember.
We always grew veggies and shit too every year.
Yeah, we always had a big garden and stuff. And that's kind of why I moved out to the country now, is because, I was raised in the country. And
you find peace and...
Oh, yeah. As a kid, you can go outside and not have to worry about creeps. And of course, that was back in the day, but...
Yeah, it's different now. I mean, I lived on a 360-acre tobacco farm for a little bit.
Yeah.
And so you could literally get lost for days and nobody would look for you.
Yeah.
It was nice at times. But other times I found it to be like, for me, I was just so isolated. I was out there, man.
Yeah, this was like just outside of Kansas City. So we weren't
right next to the city. Yeah. I lived 45 minutes away from the closest hospital.
Oh yeah. We were like 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
That's way better.
Yeah.
We had to drive 15 minutes to go to a grocery store. I remember the first time, like when mom left her fourth husband, we moved to Yanceyville, North Carolina. And we lived literally 3 minutes away from the food line. Not even 2 minutes. We lived like right behind it. And the first time we didn't have to we could just plan dinner at 3:00 and then go get food. And you didn't have to plan groceries for the entire week. That was a liberating experience, dude. That was cool as shit. So what did Dad do?
Dad worked for the railroad for as long as I can remember.
Oh, damn. Conductor or?
No, he was a carman, which worked out in the yard, crawling under cars, fixing stuff. And I remember it was always hard work. He was always, covered in dirt and grime and grease. And we didn't have a lot of money growing up. He also drove my school bus for a little while to make ends meet.
Damn.
Yeah. Mom worked at the hospital I was born at. Doing like accounting, that kind of thing. But Dad worked hard and eventually worked himself up to dispatcher.
Okay.
So that caused us to move to a suburb of Chicago, which was, talk about culture shock.
Oh,
no shit. Going from outside of Kansas City to Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah,
Also
for sure.
talk about I would imagine crazy big for your dad too. I mean, that's probably, talk about Chicago public transit, Was it public transit or was it more
he worked for Santa Fe, which was, it's all like freight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had a stepdad work for Wheeling Pitt.
Okay.
Trains.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting laid off. Everybody got furloughed. And he ended up working at an Air Force base and got his finger cut off, but that's a different story.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your dad was a train guy.
Yeah. Retired.
How his whole career?
Whole career. Back when you could work for a company, your entire career and, got your gold watch and your retirement plan. And now that doesn't happen.
No, it's not common.
No.
How old were you when you moved to Chicago?
Just finished elementary school. So however old that was.
Okay. So you're probably 10 years old.
Yeah.
That's some formative years, man.
Yeah.
I remember the group of friends that I had in Chicago, they'd teach me how to not sound like a hick.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, you're going to get beat up. So we'd sit at the Dairy Queen and they'd talk to me about like, okay, it's pronounced roof, not rough. Things like that.
You can't say over yonder.
Yeah, no.
Okay, it's over there.
You're going to stick out like a sore thumb and get beat up.
Yeah, you just say you're thinking about it. Don't say you reckon.
No.
Yeah, I had that same conversation.
How'd you like the suburbs of Chicago?
It was cool. We lived in like a little lake town.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd go down to the lake and there was like a dock and we'd build a ramp and ride our BMX bikes off into the water and tie milk jugs to it and stuff.
Yeah.
Then in the wintertime it'd freeze over and we'd ride our bikes across the lake and play air hockey or ice hockey.
I have like a fantasy of like Chicago suburbs because my mom's side of the family's from Chicago, so maybe that's it. But also like growing up and watching like John Hughes movies and stuff like that, like Uncle Buck. Yeah, Family Matters. Like I feel like it was just always really portrayed as such a, and being from Indiana, like a Midwest kid, it's kind of like, oh, that's like ideal,
It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I was there until my freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
So yeah, formative years for sure.
I love those. I love the just true like American childhoods.
Yeah.
Where it's almost, you can call it Norman Rockwell-esque if you want. But yeah, I'm sure there was trials and tribulations.
Yeah, always.
Always in every situation. But, if I could, pick where I grew up and I could choose some things, a suburb outside of Chicago ain't a bad place.
No, it really wasn't.
Yeah, it's not.
Sure.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, then once they merged with Burlington Northern merged with Santa Fe, we moved to Fort Worth.
Okay.
So,
and that was high school?
sophomore year of high school.
That's a tough move too.
Yeah.
Those are like both like, I feel like some of the
it's culture
hardest
shock.
years
Yeah.
to
for sure. Yeah.
uproot.
So that's why I can fit in anywhere, make friends with anybody.
Yeah, you're just becoming Chicago trash, and then they're like, "Hey, man, we got it, rain check. Okay, we got to get over here to Fort Worth."
Yeah, they called us lake rats.
Yeah, they're like, fuck, how do we say roof here?
Yeah, right. Oh, it's back to rough? Okay.
Yeah.
Roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just 3 O's. That's wild, man.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you graduated here in Fort Worth.
Graduated in Fort Worth, yeah, and became I've always been medical. My first job was at a doctor's office filing charts.
Okay.
The only stipulation is you had to know the alphabet. So
Was that because of your mom? You said your mom worked
she
at a
were yeah
hospital.
she was the bookkeeper for this little doctor's office.
Okay.
And she had to adapt a lot too growing up. Because since we moved a lot, she had to fit in. And when we lived in Chicago, I think she worked for a roofing company.
Oh, wow.
Not a roughing company.
Yeah.
The roughing company.
That I'm pretty sure was connected to the mob. Like she'd come home with some stories.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn. Do you remember any of the stories?
Just, $4 million for a doghouse roof, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Laundering
Don't ask
type.
questions.
Embezzling.
Well, it's also
shit.
too because you said she was a book. She like ran like
Yeah.
books. Oh yeah, that's. I mean, hey, a lady who can hide numbers. That's
That's a keeper.
a keeper.
Listen, I'm not saying mom did anything illegal. But
Yeah.
Oh,
100%.
no. I love that.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm protecting mama, dude.
Absolutely. No,
Heck
we're
yeah.
not saying that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's gross. My mom absolutely did illegal shit.
Yeah.
I'll fucking rat her out right now. Dude, I watched my mama beat a lady in the head for fucking babysitting money. My mama didn't watch us. I've seen some shit. No, I love good parents, man. Good parents is what makes, it's awesome. Did you feel like you and your dad had a tight relationship growing up?
I mean, it was difficult because he worked a lot.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. We hear that a lot on the pod, where it's really difficult for dads because they're always gone.
Yeah, but he was, he was a good dad. He was, led my Boy Scout troop. He went to baseball games and stuff. But
Oh, that's cool, man.
He worked a ton.
Yeah.
And worked weird shift hours. So, I never knew, like, is dad sleeping today? Do we need to be quiet?
Do you feel, but it was never like walking on eggshells.
Occasionally, I mean, if, he'd have some rough stretches we'd we'd have to walk on eggshells.
Yeah.
But, I mean, overall, I had a great set of parents. You know,
That's awesome.
They tried their best. They did the best they could. I was the first child.
That's what I was going to ask. Siblings?
I've got a younger sister. She's 8 years younger than me.
Okay.
So she was kind of like a toy growing up.
Yeah.
You know, I'd push her around. And now we're really close.
Yeah, that's good.
But so they did all the experimental, raising on me.
And then she got the good stuff.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
For sure.
That's always one of the questions we like to ask is like how having a younger sibling like that, how did you see their parenting styles shift?
Yeah, my parents always said, we were just so tired when she came along. So that's why we were so lax on her.
Right.
So, I definitely, being the first child, the boy, the oldest, I got disciplined more. And
also
more
probably
strict.
had more responsibility.
Yeah, I think so. Of course, that's just my, skewed view of things growing up. But
no, I mean, my brother didn't do shit. I'll say that to his damn face. If he was right here right now, I love him to death, but he didn't do shit. I did everything. I did the dishes. I did mowed the yard. I changed the oil. I washed the cars.
Yeah,
I did everything. And that's just like the oldest, man. The oldest is the man of the house, whether he wants to be or not.
Yeah, especially since Dad was working weird hours and stuff. Yeah,
yeah, man of the house in training, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're definitely learning. The oldest son's learning how to be a dad before he needs to be most of the time.
Yeah, or just, I mean, even beyond that, just like, a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was fortunate enough when I lived in Kansas, both sets of grandparents lived 15 minutes up the road.
Dude, that's so cool.
I had both sets of grandfathers to pattern,
Yeah.
good men after my dad, my uncles, I had a bunch of good men in my life.
Good men raise good men.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something that we always need to remember is that, sick people raise sick people and good people raise good people.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah. And good people fall down and have issues too.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's nobody's immune to hard times.
Yeah.
But I think a good support system and great examples get you through those.
Right.
I've been through hard times myself.
Mm-hmm.
And if I hadn't had at least one decent role model along the way to show me how to get myself out of the hole, I'd still be in it.
Yep.
Yeah. So you got into like nursing and medical was it immediate that you decided to do that, like right out of high school?
Pretty much, yeah. I kind of went in working at the doctor's office. So I was like, I can they paid me better than all my friends were making flipping burgers,
Right.
And I get to work in the air conditioning and, it was great. So I pretty much said like, I'm going to never do anything other than medical. And I haven't. I've had one non-medical job my entire life. And that was during nursing school. I worked at an elevator company. Like I'd answer the phone when they pushed the button if they were stuck.
Yeah.
So you've probably had a lot of experiences as a nurse of like, dealing with parents and seeing different parents mess up in different ways. And I imagine some of it you can't talk about, but I imagine some of it you probably could.
Yeah. I mean, I can dealing with the parents mostly when their loved one or their kid is sick or hurt or,
You're seeing them at the worst.
Yeah, it's terrible. I really hate dealing with kids.
Yeah.
I'm not a kid nurse.
Yeah.
I'd much rather work on adults.
Yeah.
It's a little easier to stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen great kid doctors though, man. My daughter had she's a vision problem. She's blind in one eye. And it came from a birth injury. It was an overdose of Pitocin, hardened the uterine wall, caused it contract, ended up causing a retinal hemorrhage. The doctor that saw her, Dr. Valentine in San Antonio, it was BAMC at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He put on the red nose, did the whole look over here, and boom, got her over there, and like was the most fun doctor that I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And those dudes are earth angels.
Oh yeah, thank God for those people that want to do that job.
It's so cool.
It's really cool, especially when they love what they do and they're good at it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because there's so many that it's such a hard job. If you don't like doing that, get the heck out of there.
Get the heck out of it. Yeah, if you don't love going to work every day, don't work with kids.
No, absolutely not.
I say that all the time.
I can even say that with nursing in general. If you don't like working with people, get out of nursing. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, because it is a people profession.
Yeah, I mean, you're literally keeping people alive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're not a people person, that might be what I call a conflict of interest.
Well, I mean, I quickly learned that I'm mostly a people person. But
Okay.
a lot of people really rub me the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a thankless job a lot of the time.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it requires, I've noticed with nursing, like nurses run the hospital. If you've ever been in a hospital for longer than 10 minutes,
Yeah,
nurses run the
for
hospital.
sure.
Yeah, and doctors just work in it.
Mhm.
But it's the nurses that fucking run
Yeah.
everything.
They're with you 99% of the time. The doctor comes in for 10 minutes, says hi.
Yep. Write some stuff up on a chart,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then the nurse comes back in and implements whatever the doctor said.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like the nurse is the action.
Yeah.
But
It's
also,
the body.
it's up to the nurse to see if, are you changing? Are you, is there something wrong that's happening? And then alerts the doctor for those
Yeah.
orders. Because if they don't recognize it, then, too late.
I
Yeah.
spend a lot of time in hospitals. Spend a lot of time in hospitals.
Mhm.
I have see if you know what this is. I have a post-traumatic syringomyelia. So I have a syrinx in my spinal cord,
Okay.
roughly, mid-thoracic. It's about 3 millimeters to 4 millimeters long and about, a centimeter wide. It's very small. But in the chance that it grows, and it does happen, it will, encapsulate, in a sense, my spinal cord, and it'll block all flow of cerebrospinal fluid.
Mhm.
And I will need what's called a shunt,
Right.
where they stick a straw into my spinal cord
Mhm.
in order to divert the flow of the spinal fluid.
Yeah, we've done.
That shunts?
Yeah, I spent the last 4 or 5 years in the operating room. So yeah,
Okay.
we do that all the time.
Yeah, those are scary.
You shouldn't be putting that inside me.
Those are scary. I've known surgeons that talk about doing the surgery,
Yeah.
and they go, the scariest part was when you're walking in there and you're like, all right, move your feet, move your toes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, wiggle.
We do that before we even leave the OR. Like as soon as we'd take them out of anesthesia, the first thing, like, okay, can you wiggle your toes?
Yeah.
Because if we need to go back in there and fix something because you can't, we got to know right away.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary. And it is medicine is a practice. And I say that a lot, they're practicing medicine. Nothing's perfected.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's always been like, I've always been a little more grateful for, the abilities that I do have for I go to the gym. I'm a little bit more, grateful than I think the next person sometimes.
Yeah.
Just because my head's been against the barrel.
Yeah.
I know what my future could be.
It's good to have perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, most people that have my condition have Chiari malformation.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was going to these syringomyelia, conventions and stuff, I think it was called ASAP, the Alliance for Syringomyelia or something. But our American Syringomyelia Alliance Project. That was what it was.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Mouthful.
Mhm.
And but also there was a lot of people in there with Chiari malformation.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of people that had syrinxes from trauma were few and far between. And I talked to a French doctor, and he said people that were exposed to Agent Orange, in Vietnam are having children with people that are predisposed or born with
Yeah.
syringomyelia.
Was yours trauma or was yours congenital?
So there is no real way to tell.
Yeah.
I was in a Humvee accident in the Army,
Okay.
and after the Humvee accident, they found the syringomyelia. And so,
I'm sure they don't want to pay for it though.
I mean, I'm 100%.
Okay. Well then good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're on the hook for it.
Yeah. But I mean, I got 20% for my spinal cord injury, and I got 60% for depression.
Yeah.
The VA makes no sense.
No.
Yeah.
The VA makes no sense.
But also, your dad was also in Vietnam too.
And my dad was in
So-
Vietnam. Yeah, my dad spent a lot of time in the Quang Tri province where they used a lot of napalm, a lot of
Yeah.
Agent Orange. So who knows? Who knows what caused what? We know that there was a huge spike in colon cancer,
Mhm.
and there was a huge spike in prostate cancer amongst men that served in Vietnam. And it's not hard to draw that correlation to Agent Orange.
It's not, but they'll try to dissuade you from doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The American government is never one to want to be responsible.
No.
I haven't seen many press conferences where they're like, hey, yeah, guys, we did it. It was us.
Right.
Yeah. Or they like solve all the problems for like the next generation of boots,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's the same thing that the new guys are going in with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to do it all over again, though, I don't know if I'd go into nursing. I think I kind of wish that I had served in some capacity.
mhm.
But yeah, I'm considering actually getting out of the profession altogether.
Oh, wow.
At this time, yeah.
What's made you fall out of love with it?
A lot of it is just the corporate bullcrap.
Yeah.
You know, like it seems like, and it's taken me 15 years to figure this out because I don't want to, you know, admit it, but it seems like they're putting the patient last. They're putting the nurses, the employees last, you know.
Yeah.
They're putting profit above everything else.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear to see that.
Yeah, they're not staffing us properly. They're not giving us what we need to do our jobs safely. And, you know, it's just kind of, it finally hit home. It's like, oh yeah, okay, I need to move on.
No, I kind of like your perspective on this, and this is something we don't normally do on the pod, but I'll definitely jump into it just because, you know, we don't often get people that are like licensed medical professionals on the podcast. And what do you think of the Luigi Mangione situation and the United Healthcare? And like, cause I've done a lot of thought into this, and, you know, I got asked recently, I don't know if it was you or somebody else. They asked me if I could trade places with any prisoner on the planet right now.
Yeah.
Who would I trade places with?
Yeah.
And my direct, immediate answer was Luigi Mangione, because, you know, in my mind, he's the closest equivalent that you could create of a Robin Hood figure, you know, as somebody that took from the rich, you know, because of the needy, not necessarily for.
Yeah.
And you could just, I think it's easy to draw that vigilante correlation between, you know, him and the vigilantes of the past.
He's also probably pretty safe in prison.
And he's also pretty safe in prison. I would definitely switch places with Luigi.
Yeah.
But, you know, my thought was like, what was your response and what was your thought about someone taking that drastic of an action against an insurance company?
I wasn't surprised at all.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, of course they did.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, don't get me wrong, murder is wrong.
Absolutely. I'm not condoning what he did in any sense, you know, any fashion.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, you could see how that's coming, how it happened. And you could see why millions of people are cheering for him because, you know, the insurance companies are crooks.
Yeah.
You know, and I've seen it so many times, even with my mom, you know, she had to do billing and stuff. You'd have to bill outrageous amounts just to get paid baseline, you know?
Yeah.
If something costs $50, you have to charge $250 and then maybe the insurance company will give you 30, you know?
Yeah. Somebody said it a while ago and they said Charlie Kirk divided us and Luigi Mangione brought us together. And I hate to admit that murder brought us together. But it did.
Yeah, that's one of the hard pills for me to swallow on it, where I was definitely, when it first happened, I was on that line of like, I can't celebrate murder.
Absolutely.
But then, you know, things just happen. It's like,
but if,
you know, world's gray as hell.
But if he had held him hostage and, you know, say, put him on a webcam and tickled him once a day, you know, and tortured him a little bit.
Yeah.
We might be behind Luigi Mangione way more.
I'd probably sign up for that Patreon.
Absolutely.
Page.
I'd be on that Patreon in a heartbeat. Yeah. And that OnlyFans.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's only, I don't know about insurance company head feet stuff. That might be a weird niche.
If he could have done something that would have, and to where he would have gone to trial and it wouldn't have been like an immediate, like, nope, you did it, you're going away. But something where like, even like a trial on it, you know, I feel like it would be, he could have brought us together even more. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Luigi should have been more creative. I'll say it.
What he should have done is pull an Amber Heard, and he should have just pooped on his bed.
Then murdered him?
Murder optional. Murder optional.
Yeah.
He should have dropped a grumpy.
Yeah.
Right on the bed.
Yeah, but videotaped it so the whole world could see.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. That's a message.
Now, when is that movie going to come out?
What, the movie where we're pooping on?
No, Luigi Mangione. That's got to be, or we'll never see it because.
Can we say poop or is it poopy?
I don't know.
That was part of the Patreon. All right. If you guys want to see that, go to the Patreon. I got a problem with the word poop. All right. Moving on.
I brought it up on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I think socially it's a cause for concern. I think it's a big warning I think it was a big, warning sign as to what could come.
Yeah.
If we don't start to rectify what's going on with our medical, our healthcare. Mm-hmm. And I think that was just a symptom of a much larger problem.
Has anything gotten better though since that? It seems like
I think not.
It all just went away and nobody talks about it anymore.
Yeah, I think not. I think we just said, oh, murder's wrong, and we moved on.
Yeah.
But we didn't look at the why.
Yeah.
We didn't look at the why this man would take such a drastic action against someone who's just over an insurance company, right? It's just an insurance company.
Well, actually, has he actually been like sentenced?
So that's the thing. Go ahead and look up the trial. It's pretty interesting. I've been reading about it. He might get off. There's a good chance that he could get off because the prosecution is fucking the case. Go ahead, look it up.
Has he admitted?
I don't think he's pled guilty. I'm not 100% certain.
I mean, the guy did, build a whole gun for the thing. That is pretty crafty. He has not been sentenced. He has not pled guilty and is awaiting trial in both state and federal courts. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, see if you can look into a little bit more of what's going on with the prosecution.
So they're just botching the case?
From what I understand, yeah. I don't think evidence has been presented correctly in a certain couple instances. I think a couple of the testimonies were kind of fucked up. Or maybe witnesses, something.
Says a New York Supreme Court judge ruled that Pennsylvania police conducted an unconstitutional search of Mangione's backpack at the time of his arrest. Consequently, his prosecutors were barred from using his electronic devices and a gun magazine, dealing a significant blow to their evidence collection procedures. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Not being able to access any of his digital records is a huge deal.
Can you imagine if he gets off the book deals that he's going to get?
That's what I was thinking.
The book deals, the Lifetime movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
there's not a single mom that's going to be throwing themselves at Luigi.
Yeah. Yeah, or he's going to become just a massive prick.
I mean, either or. I mean, or honestly, if I was him and I got off, I would just, kind of fade into seclusion.
Yeah, 100%. But I don't know. I mean, that would be, it would be pretty hard to, because what are you going to do? Have the guy like over for dinner? Hey,
get him on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
I mean,
hey, who raised you?
Kyle Rittenhouse is doing tours. You know what I mean?
That is true.
Yeah. And there are people that consider him a hero and there can people that consider him a villain.
You make good points.
Yeah, I don't know. I considered working for an insurance company once as a nurse. It was like a work from home, like to approve insurance claims. I was like, I don't know if I could do that. Yeah,
just sitting at home all day on the laptop.
But that and working for an insurance company,
it's the devil.
Yeah, just
it'd be easy. Yeah, but good money, but still, I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah.
I had a joke about it when my girlfriend had cancer, and it was like she got cancer 6 months after we met. And it's like, that's long enough to where you can't leave her. You know what I mean? It's long enough where you're stuck in it. You're in it, dude. You're there. You're with her. I'm like, there's only one person that can leave somebody, after a cancer patient after 6 months, and that's an insurance company. And that's just the honest to God truth. And the other part of that was, you're fucked when her red flags are pink ribbons. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, that's my humor, folks. And there's a reason I don't do those jokes anymore.
No, I'm here for it. I support it.
Did you work working? I mean, in hospital for so long, and I mean, what all roles did you do besides OR nurse?
So I started out of school on a med surg floor, which is just a medical surgical. If you're going to get admitted to a hospital and you're not all that sick, they're going to put you, up there. And that was miserable because I had like 7 patients, and you could barely pass meds on time, let alone do anything for your patient. I did that for a year or two, and then I went to a cardiac medical unit. It's kind of like a ICU step down, where we only had 4 patients at a time, which was, the patients were sicker. They were all on heart monitors. And then I became the charge nurse on that floor. I worked there for the longest. That was an awesome floor. Best unit in the hospital until we had a new director come in and start meddling and messed it all up.
Yeah.
And then during COVID, the hospital sucked big time during COVID.
Yeah,
so
man.
I ended up going to recovery, and then eventually into the operating room where I'm at now.
Okay.
And that's where I started doing like background acting stuff during COVID because I needed a break.
Yeah.
A break from the hospital.
Yeah.
Dude, Taylor Sheridan ever sees you.
Oh.
I've been on most of his shows.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how I got started. 1883 was filming in Fort Worth, and I thought,
oh wow,
yeah, I was like, I don't act, but I could be a random dude in the background.
Yeah.
So I reached out and they're like, oh yeah, create an account and send us this, and I was a cowboy for like 3 episodes.
That's cool as shit, man.
You fit.
I've been typecast. I've been a cowboy a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the tats hurt that?
Yeah, they have. I've had to wear long sleeves and everything I do.
Yeah. Yikes.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've done most of his shows because they film them all up in Fort Worth.
Yeah, you look like you stepped off the set of Landman right now.
I did Landman, yeah.
John loves Landman.
Oh, Landman, dude. It's mine and Big J's thing. I work with Big J Okerson a lot. And whenever something comes up that's like even related, we go, Landman.
Yeah, I was stand-in for remember the boyfriend in episode 1 is trying to bang her on the couch?
Oh, yeah.
I was the stand-in for him. So
Okay.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, it was a hard day work. Let me just tell you. Yeah.
Who was her stand-in?
I don't remember. She didn't really use her a lot. So and she refused to wear a robe in between takes.
Oh, wow.
I was like, can you please put the robe on? I can only not see so much.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I did that. And then I did a few other times, but Billy Bob's cool, man. He's the most unassuming Academy Award winner you'd ever think of.
Mm.
I've quoted him at least once a week for my entire life. And since I've seen Sling Blade. I aim to kill you with it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like mustard and biscuits. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, him and I had a good conversation, like 20, 30 minutes between takes, talking anything, like we talked baseball, barbecue.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
he's just a regular dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
You'd love to hear that.
Oh, yeah. He's super cool.
I've been fortunate to meet some really cool celebrities along the way, man.
You have any that just really disappoint you? Like, oh, man, I thought they'd be cooler.
I mean,
You want to name names?
I met Jessie Jane, the porn star, 3 months before she overdosed on meth.
Oh.
Yeah, I was at Tulsa Comedy Club, or Breakdown Comedy Club in Tulsa. And she came out with her boyfriend to Big J's show, and she was clearly tweaked out of her mind. When she was talking, and I'm not exaggerating, you're talking about 190 words a minute. I mean, to the point where you could barely understand what she's saying. Her teeth are almost chattering out of her head. It's clearly spun out. And she's just like, yeah, we were at the music festival. I can't believe they were at the music festival. And me and my girl went there and they looked up and they told us that we had to go to and this is literally how she's talking. And I'm sitting there, I'm the only one at this point that's actually trying to still listen. Everybody else has kind of just completely tuned it out.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 months later, I'm looking online and Jessie Jane found dead in her Oklahoma home.
Wow.
And me and Big J, I called him. I'm like, damn, that's crazy, dude. We literally just saw her a few months ago and she came out and it was, yeah, but I mean, also when you find out after seeing somebody kind of like that, it takes a little bit of the shock out of it.
Yeah.
And it's more like, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, it sucks. But I mean, I've met some really cool people, man. I mean, Ray Luzier, the drummer from Korn, is really close with Big J. One of the nicest guys I've ever met. Like super nice to me. I met Marcus King, who I'm a big fan of.
I love Marcus King.
I got to meet him at the Green Room at Zany's. He got me into some shows here in Austin. Yeah. Shout out to Marcus, Carolina boy. I love him to death, man. Like,
so I went,
good guy.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was, and I went to the Clapton Guitar Festival several years back, and it was it was a long day, and I was kind of ho hum. It was kind of a lull in the show, and I was Marcus King. I was like, I don't know who this guy is, so I'm not going to pay too much attention. And then he started playing, and I literally sat up on the edge of my seat and I'm like, what? Who is this guy? What is this? Is fantastic.
Yeah, he's been playing since he was a baby.
Yeah, I love him to death. But yeah, since then I'm like, I'm paying attention to this dude.
His dad is one of the coolest looking dudes you'll ever see in your life, man. His dad looks cool.
Yeah.
His dad just looks like that guy. And Marcus King looks like baby Meatloaf.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, one of the most incredible voices I've ever heard in my life. I've seen him live 3 times now. He's just, I got to meet him. That's
cool.
That was like, Big J's done that to me a couple times where he's invited somebody he knows I'm a big fan of, but he also knows I'm really awkward around people I'm a big fan of. Like, I'm a huge fan of Gary Clark Jr. and he brought him to the mothership when I was doing the mothership. And I ended up telling Gary Clark Jr. about my butt bleeding when I ate bread because I was just I was so nervous. I was so nervous to meet this dude's a hero of mine. Like literally one of my favorite musicians. I've listened to this guy for thousands of hours.
Right.
And I know every single song he's ever done. I know every song in order on his 2014 live album. I'm a huge fan of Gary Clark Jr. And I'm sitting next to him. You know what I mean? And it's just like, fuck you, Jay.
He's an Austin guy, right? He's here.
Yeah, he's here. Yeah, you can see him pop in all the time to Antone's. He does. I think he owns Antone's. Friends Bar. He'll pop in there every now and then. But one of the best musicians on the planet, man. I got lucky one year. It was like a couple of days before my birthday. He was performing at Moody when they were just opening the new Outside Moody, and or the amphitheater, and tickets were like $40 a piece, cheapest I've ever gotten Gary Clark. And we were like 3 rows back, right up front. One of the best concerts I've ever been to in my entire life. And then 2 years later, I'm sitting in a green room with that same dude, and I ended up talking about my butt bleeding.
Yeah.
Gotta own it. Remember me?
I was so nervous. I was just like, yeah, sometimes when I eat bread, my butt bleeds.
Yeah, I love Gwen Stefani.
Oh,
she's always been.
Man. That was my first real celebrity crush.
Oh, me too. And I did the Country Music Awards a couple years ago in Frisco. Okay. And you know she's married to Blake Shelton. I was Blake Shelton's stand-in for that award show. And I turn around, we're doing a thing, and I turn around and there's Gwen, like from me to you. And I think I made some inaudible noise. My tongue was out of my mouth, and she just kind of smiled and walked away. I'm like, ruined my chance.
Yep, that was it.
Missed it. Yeah,
buddy. Gwen Stefani was a lot of our crush for the first one. Tell you what got me, the video, because I'm a little white trash, fucking ghetto hick. The video with Eve, "Let Me Blow Your Mind," when she's wearing the bikini top and the baggy jeans. And she does this move behind Eve that I can only compare to a fucking cobra in a basket in India. It's just like,
yeah.
And I don't know why, but for me, it was the sexiest thing I'd ever seen in all my teenage years. And at that point, I'm like, dude, if I ever got a shot, Gwen Stefani's it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit older than you, but I've loved her since the No Doubt days, like early No Doubt.
Okay, yeah, I remember. I mean, yeah, No Doubt was great. I hate that they had to break up. It's a great band.
Mm.
How'd your parents feel about your profession? Were they pretty happy with you in the medical field? Or?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that was kind of the thing too, is like the oldest kid, I've always wanted to like make my parents proud, and I think it made them proud that I was a nurse and that I, was in a helping field, and, it's something you can make a good living at and help people on top of it. So.
Yeah. Working in hospitals for so long, have you ever had to deal with, were you able to handle the anxiety behind it, or is it just one of those things that? Yeah,
it's a well-known fact that nurses have kind of twisted senses of humor and poor coping skills. So, yeah, the anxiety gets to you, especially when you have to code somebody, or you deal with you're dealing with death all the time. And it's hard. And I've definitely been guilty of developing poor coping mechanisms. Started drinking a lot. So I'm actually 2 months sober.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So, that's another reason that I kind of want to get out of nursing. It's just, it leads to too many poor decisions, when it comes to personal health and that kind of thing.
Oh, buddy, believe me, I'm 2.5 years almost, without booze. Still smoke weed. But for me, getting sober was, it was difficult. It was difficult just because of what I do.
Oh yeah. You're in clubs all the time.
I'm in clubs every night.
Yeah.
And it's always around, and it's also a performance enhancing drug for what I do. Big time.
Oh yeah.
So quitting that was like, it wasn't hard to stop drinking. It was hard to quit drinking. I can stop drinking at any point, but to completely quit and take it off the table as an option, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
And I commend anybody that recognizes that they need that in their life. It's a very, very difficult thing to step away from something that makes you better, not better, but more comfortable, from doing what you do. And I'll say this, man, some of the funniest people I've ever met in my life are tier 1 operators and nurses, because they have seen the darkest of dark and they know how important the light is.
Oh yeah.
And know how important it is to keep it light. It's like, if you don't keep it light, the darkness will consume you. And that's when all the drinking comes in and all that stuff. And some of the best sense of humors that I've seen on people are the ones that had the least substance abuse problem, because you learn to process it. And that's how they processed it. And when I can't process something through humor, that's when I want to drink, Yeah. And so I don't know, man. I commend anybody that quits drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough.
Did dealing with just having to deal with death all the time, does that change your relationship just with people?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's definitely given me more perspective of, you don't know when it's going to be your last, Like I see all these terrible accidents come in. They were going about their day and then they got sideswiped by a truck and now they're dead, So it's like, tell people you love them, give them hugs, tell your kids you love them, tell anybody you care about, like live in the moment and really tell them you love them, because, you can get hit by a bus tomorrow. And a lot of people say that, but it's true, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. How, are your parents still working?
My dad actually passed away a couple of years ago. He dealt with, he had a hard time with alcohol as well, and couldn't quite give it up, and that ended up getting him. But my mom's retired.
Cirrhosis?
He had hepatic encephalopathy. So, it was typically referred to as wet brain or alcoholic brain kind of thing. So, it was rough, but
did he have symptoms of dementia?
Yeah, especially towards the end.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that that's part of the reason that I had to quit, is because I saw what he went through.
Yeah.
And then what we went through dealing with his decline,
Yeah.
And if he had quit, would we still have him today, which is tough to think about.
Yeah.
So,
it is, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think about that with my dad died when I was 14. And my dad ate a diet of cheeseburgers and fucking sausage biscuits every day.
Yeah.
So, a little bit more heart health. How long would my dad have lived?
Yeah.
And I completely get that hindsight is 20/20 kind of thing. But I think it's beautiful, man. I believe, a smart man can learn from his own mistakes, but I believe a wise man can learn from someone else's.
It's not easy.
It's not. But it does show wisdom. You have kids of your own?
I got two girls, 14 and 11.
Oh wow, I've got 2 girls and a boy.
Yeah.
And mine are 15 and 13.
It's tough.
Yeah, my girls. Yeah, that buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially nowadays. There's things that we face now as parents that people have never faced before in the history of mankind.
Right.
Apple Cash, fucking Venmo.
Right. You've got the world at your fingertips in your pocket.
DoorDash.
Yeah.
All those things that come up. My daughter DoorDashed, I've talked about it on the pod before. A couple years ago, my daughter DoorDashed herself a Dr. Pepper at 2:00 in the morning. A single Dr. She paid $8 for a single Dr. Pepper at 2:00 in the morning. And a stranger brought that to her house in the middle of the country and dropped that off in the door. My daughter's sitting there waiting for it at 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, child.
Yeah.
There's certain dangers in what you're doing that you're not even aware of.
Yeah, she has a phone, but it's one of those that we can control.
Yeah,
like who calls, what websites you can go to.
Oh, my ex-wife just threw them phones and was like, "Hey, knock yourselves out."
There's too many craziness. There's too much craziness in the world. You don't know what they're looking at.
Yeah,
what kind of people are reaching out to them, and there's so many backdoor
I know,
channels to chats through games and apps and stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Roblox is the one of the worst ones. Yeah. My kids play it. My kids do play Roblox, but I'm very vocal about what goes on. You know what I mean? I don't hide it from them.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, I'm just letting you know, kids do get trafficked through this site.
Yeah.
And this is a real thing that happens. And I show them the news articles and I show them the real facts behind it. And I'm like, this isn't something I'm making up to scare you. This is something you need to be extremely aware of.
Yeah. It's a fine line too of being like a helicopter parent and giving them a long leash. One of the great things my parents did for me is give me a long leash, and I was a good kid. I didn't really abuse it. Maybe sometimes, but any kid does. But it's that fine line of giving them enough, but also keeping them close enough where they don't get hurt or exposed to the evils of the world.
Well, it's almost not a parent, but it's it's almost more, scary just seeing them on their phone Just like, it's like, what the hell are they doing? As opposed to like, you could be outside, just outside doing kid stuff. It almost seems like that seems less dangerous completely out of the house than like who the fuck are they talking to?
Yeah. I mean, it's scary to think about, what could happen if you're not completely aware of what's going on with the phones, man.
Mm-hmm.
Child, sex trafficking is just too real to ignore. Child trafficking is too real to ignore.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's weird waters that parents are kind of facing these days where, kids view these as freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the same as a car was to us.
Yeah.
Has almost the same meaning nowadays when it comes to social, ramifications of not having this versus having it.
Right.
And it's, I had parents that didn't give a shit about me socially and what my impact was socially. And I've seen parents that do, and I've seen how it benefits the kids. And you should care about what your kid's social life is like. I think you should, invest in that in a sense. And you should be aware, the fact that if you're not giving them the phone and you're not giving them that form of connection, that they still need that connection. That's how everybody else is connecting. So you have to find like-minded individuals that are also willing to, adhere to the same path as you. And that's kind of, in a weird way, that's how cults start.
Yeah.
But, you got to find like-minded people that also, remember a time where technology didn't reign supreme and that human connection was paramount.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember, having to ask my mom to hang up a phone call so I could make a phone call.
Yep.
And buddy, that didn't go well.
Yeah.
That didn't go well.
Fuck you talking to, John?
Yeah. Who do you need to talk to that I got to get off the phone with Charlene?
Oh, yeah. My little sister would pick up and eavesdrop on my conversations.
Oh, my mom would too. My mom was famous for it.
Yeah. Mine too.
Yeah. God, what a different time that was, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you old enough? Do you remember party lines?
Yeah. I never really partook, but yeah.
It was a thing that they had back in the day where like there'd be one line for like 8 houses.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to wait until another house hung up before you could make a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
So you could pick up the phone and you could hear Miss Perkins down the road talking to her son.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was about you had to hang up quick.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how my grandmother knew everybody's business on the street is because they were on a party line.
Mm-hmm.
And we lived in rural North Carolina. They weren't updating that anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, that seems like an older thing.
It was definitely an older thing. Yeah, for sure. But they didn't update a lot of stuff where I lived, man. So yeah, my grandma had one and she knew everybody's business. She was like, Dot, her kid got locked up last week and they're working on bail money. And because she was just constantly holding the phone, just listening to everybody's conversation.
Nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're going to ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
All right. So these questions kind of, the objective behind them is to kind of delve into more of the psychology behind your parents, right? Like we kind of talked about like who they are, what they did, but kind of, into their headspace, or try to anyway. So the first question, right? You're in, let's say middle school age. Your parents adopt John. Okay. John is now your adopted brother. It's his first day in the home. It is your job to give him the opening pitch to the family, as in give him the rundown, what to expect, how it's going to go down.
Basically, I just showed up, right? And you've got to give me the brief on what I got to look out for and what I need to do in order to be successful in this home.
Okay. Yeah. So keep your room clean.
Okay.
If you have a bathroom, your space picked up. If you're assigned chores, make sure you cross off those chores by the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I did get spankings as a child, so you got some spankings coming your way if you don't.
Better watch out, John.
Yeah.
Well, this ain't the first time I've been hit.
Yeah.
I had to make my own paddle.
Mm-hmm.
Carve it out of wood.
Buddy,
Oh.
I told a story in Lemaire's episode.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, about that same thing. I don't want to tell it again. I'll tell it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
My stepdad called himself a master carpenter. and he went and built a paddle to beat me with when I didn't clean his truck well enough. And I had to lean over the tailgate, and he drilled holes in it and everything. And whoosh, first thing cracked right in two. And I start cracking up. I mean, I'm fucking dying. I was like, master carpenter?
No.
I'm like, you couldn't even build a fucking paddle, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a rudimentary design. I'm like, why'd you use fucking plywood? You know what I mean? Like, shouldn't you know what you would use? He went back in that shop, pulled down his fucking spectacles, and he came out with a solid oak oar.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish.
He about sent me into fucking orbit.
I bet. Yeah.
Just a whole tree.
Yeah.
When I made mine, I made the handle just a little bit too small for my dad's hand, so he couldn't quite get a good grip on it.
Yeah.
That's
Had a little bit of friction in there.
Yeah,
Look at
That's smart. It's a kid that passed shop class.
that.
right.
Yeah.
You're sitting there.
Yeah.
You're like Zach Galifianakis in fucking The Hangover. You're just seeing the numbers and
Maybe. Yeah, my parents were really pretty cool as long as you just, did what you were told to do and weren't overtly disrespectful. And
that's kind of like a boss. It feels like a boss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, man, just do your job.
Yeah.
And,
Do your job, not going to have any problems.
well, I mean, yeah, even then though, I mean, I wouldn't do my job and I'd have problems, but
Yeah. At least there was no HR.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Luckily, they weren't hiring anybody new. So you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, man. Do I need to look out for anything from the little sister? Is she going to give me a hard time?
No, she's cool. Shout out Kelsey. She's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
What does she do now?
I don't know where she works now, but she's also doing film. She does like independent film and stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
She's been in several things. Yeah.
Very cool.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
What can your adopted brother look forward to at Christmas? Do you guys have like family tradition or fly by the seat of your pants?
Not necessarily. I mean, we did, typical Christmas tree, Christmas morning presents, that kind of thing. We didn't have like a whole bunch of presents, but we had enough I was never missing out on anything.
Yeah. What was the best present you got as a kid?
Oh, Red Ryder BB gun.
Nice.
100%.
Classic.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I freaking went everywhere with that thing.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I was like probably a sidearm.
Yeah.
Oh, you know how many birds I killed?
Yeah.
And lizards and I shot myself once.
As you do.
Well, I thought it was empty, stupid, and then I was like, I wonder how much air comes out of here. And I shot myself with my finger, and the BB was lodged in there.
Yeah.
And stupid me, I lied to my parents about it because I knew they were going to take my gun away. Until I got like infected, and my mom knew. She knew.
Yeah.
And I went to the doctor. He's like, there's a BB lodged in your son's finger.
Still in there?
No, they took it out. It's in my baby book. She taped it to my baby book. Yeah.
But you kept it in there. You didn't take it was really in there?
Oh, it was lodged in my finger. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And you just
how it got there.
You just wore that. You were just like,
I think I made up some story that I fell into a thorn bush or something because it was like a perfect little round hole in my yeah.
Are those things made out of lead or steel?
Back then they probably were. I don't know. Yeah. That explains a lot now.
Yeah.
Explains why I glow in the X-ray.
Yeah, right.
Oh man. Well, we always close this up really simply, man. And it's if you've got one piece of parenting advice to give to everybody out there based on your own childhood, what would you give them?
Let's say it's a two-part thing. One, give your kid grace. We all deserve grace, especially kids, because they're just figuring it out for the first time. And we were all there. We made mistakes, and it was much easier when our parents gave us grace because we knew we messed up or whatever it was, So give them grace, and then be present. Be in their lives. If they're not going to remember that, dad had a good job or a new car, or, it's dad showed up to my ball game, or, dad, asked me whatever, he was present in my life.
Yeah.
Kids are going to remember that. I always, like I said, my dad worked a ton, but I remember everything he was there for,
I love that.
Yeah.
My dad worked a ton, but I remember everything he was there for.
Yeah. Like we had issues, everybody does, but I remember mostly fond because he was present.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it mattered.
Yeah.
So, mom too.
Be
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
It's the number one thing.
Well, this has been a cool episode.
Yeah, this one's been fun.
Yeah, this has been different. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
And I liked picking your brain about the medical stuff.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, thank you for letting me do that. Well, Tammy's kids, thank you guys so much for coming back and joining the family. Once again, we appreciate you for being here. We always do. Keep doing what you're doing, liking, subscribing, and sharing. And we'll keep doing what we're doing by trying to make this the best damn podcast in the whole wide world.
Damn right.
Thank you guys so much for being here. See you soon.
Bye.
Is your mama alive? Did your daddy make you cry? Hey, it's Tammy's boy. Tammy's boy. Tammy's boy. Hey, it's Tammy's boy.
They can subscribe. Why can't they? What would ever prevent them from subscribing?
Well, that's the question. Why wouldn't you subscribe?
It's like, you know what I mean? Subscribe if you can. No, you can.
You can. It's free, actually.
People with nubs for arms can do it with their tongue, dude. You got this.
You got this.
I believe in you.
We believe in you.
Yeah.
Subscribe.